Page 40, Tropical Island. On pages 38 and 39, they're going back and reviewing the intervals and the triads. So let's just cover that briefly. Interval they're talking about is a major and minor third. I don't remember how you were explained major and minor thirds, but this is how I think of them. To me, an interval is a certain number of half steps, and it works with any interval, so it doesn't matter. So a third, is every other note. Some of them are major and some of them are minor, and you can have other besides that. The point is, a major third is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 half steps. Every major third. It's across the board. No matter what the third is, it's 4 half steps. A minor third is just one less. It's 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. That's all. Or I can go 1, 2, 3. That's a minor third also. Major third, minor third. Major third, minor third. It's just one half step less than a major third. So if it's like this is major, but this is minor, because there's 1, 2, 3. And over time, you just learn these. It's just, you get so used to seeing them, you just know, just look at it and know if it's a major or minor third, because you've seen it a million times. But right now, you may have to stop and count. Well, a triad is every other note, 3-note chord, and it's every other note. If they're thirds, this is a third and that's a third. Put them on top of each other, you get a triad. Well, for a major triad, it is a major third and a minor third. Because this is a major third, we've already been through this, and this is minor, so 1, 2, 3, it's minor. Major third and a minor third. That's a major triad. A minor triad is flipped. It's a minor third and a major third. So this is a minor third and a major third. In other words, the middle note went down 1 key. Minor third, major third, minor third, blah, blah, blah. If you know the scales of the key signatures and you know which notes are in each key signature, this is much easier to picture. Because let's just picture a note here, and you know in A major there's 3 sharps because you know the A major scale, so you know it has a C sharp in it. You're just going to play the notes in the A major scale. So if you want an A major triad, you use the notes in the A major scale. If I want an A minor triad, I use the notes in the A minor scale. If I know the scale, then it's like, that's the relative to C major there, so it's here. And that's how I think of these real quick. I can just do them. So learn the scales. That'll teach you the key signatures, it'll teach you the notes in each key signature, and it makes these chords so much easier to figure out. At the top of page 39 on the triads, they're giving you the broken triad. You're doing a C major chord, and they don't put anything you see above the staff, the chord name. If it's major, they don't put anything. They just give you the letter. It's implied. Major is implied. If it's anything else, they got to tell you what it is. So the second major, they have a little M, that means minor. Now, if you just absolutely said, no, I want to say something, I don't want to leave it empty, for a major chord, then you'd make it a capital M. And a lowercase m for minor is what it is. But lazy, we don't do it. So you have the C major broken chord here. And then a minor chord, just the middle note goes down 1 key. And block chords, if you know the keys, you just keep going up. I mean, when you go up, each note goes up a half step. So it's just here, here, and here, and then here. And you do major, minor, then go up a half step. Black keys. You may not know what the sharps and flats are in that key, but this, you're just going up a half step at each time. It's good practice. Yeah. At the top of the page on that triad quiz, remember when you're in root position, and all of these are in root position because they're a third apart, the bottom note tells you what the letter is. So like that first one, it's an F sharp. It's an F sharp chord. Then you just have to figure out, is it major or minor? Well, is it a minor third or a major third? First one's major. And then you do the next one here. Well, it's a G chord, but is it major or minor? Well, is this a minor third or a major third? And that tells you if it's major or minor, and they're all done the same way. That's how you figure them out. Now, for Tropical Island, we get into these things. I was looking over. 4/4 time, we got one sharp in the key signature, so it's probably in G major. I'm guessing it is. It could be in E minor, though, so we have to keep that in mind. Well, let's look at the end. I mean, you're starting out here, that's G major. But at the end, at the bottom of page 41, you're ending here. Oh, that's G major. Never mind, you're in G major. So it's G major's close enough. Right hand first, you have these chords, and they're doing a 1, 2, 4, and a 1, 3, 5. Really, it's here, and the thumb is doing double duty. That's very common, and I recommend don't do 1, 3, 5 on all these. 2, 4. It may be a little more difficult at first, but believe me, it will pay off big time later on. So please do this fingering. Here to here. The kicker is, can you get all the notes down at the same time? You put your hand in that position, you lower the hand. Practice. I'm not very good at it. Try it. You have to listen very carefully. And then here. But then I've heard professionals who don't get them down at the same time too. And then for the next one, it's here. It's an A minor chord. You just keep the same fingering. Then the next measure, it's here. Here. The middle note, they put the sharp in parentheses. That's just reminding you there's a F sharp in the key signature. See, they don't need that sharp in the middle. It's sharped anyway. So each note goes up a half step. Here we're using the same fingering. You don't have to. You could do this 1, 2, 4 here too. Here. That's fine. I don't see anything wrong with it. If you're going to do it in the first measure, why not do it here? Be consistent. Then the next line is same thing. You hear, all of them to here. And you go back and forth. And come down here. You just lift up and move. It's a bit of a trick because you got 3 notes. And you're moving to 3 notes. Good luck. What I do is I just aim one finger, any finger, doesn't matter which one. I keep my hand in that position, and the other fingers should go along. Doesn't matter where it is. Just keep a loose wrist. That's the kicker. Otherwise, you'll tense up. Trying to keep it, you'll get tense. Keep a loose wrist and stay relaxed. Takes a little practice. Then top of page 41 is the same thing. And here, I would still do a 1, 2, 4 on those. They're telling 1, 3, 5 because that's what you did before. So they don't give you the fingering over and over and over. Usually, you're supposed to remember what you did. If you can't, take a pencil and pencil in the fingering to help you out. But I still do 1, 2, 4. And the second line is just D chord, and then a C chord, and then we're back to this other thing. The last line, well, the right hand, it's an F sharp, A sharp, G sharp. And you can do a 1, 3, 5 if you want. You can do 1, 2, 4 if you want, doesn't matter. But do all the others with the same fingering, so whichever. And then you go up an octave, same notes, octave higher, and same notes, an octave higher. And then you're going to do a G here, but it has an ABA over it. So instead of here, you're coming up here. And then here. And I do a 2, 5 here. You can do a 1, 3, a 1, 4, whatever fingering fits for you. I just like to do this. Thumb's a short note, or a short finger, so I'm not using it when I don't need to. I keep my hand out here more. Left hand, starting out here, then you're coming up here, and it's a 1, 3, 5. There's other fingerings we can use, and if you want to use a different fingering, go for it, because I can go here, so I don't have to have my hand out here. Although it doesn't really matter when you're playing all black keys, you can be up here. That's fine if you want, and then back down here, and then 1 and 2, and then here. on page 40, and then back down here. If it will help you, because you're coming from here, just reach out and do a 2-5 on the first chord there on page 41 to help you out. You don't have to do a 1-5. In fact, in the first measure, you can do a 2-5, because that way you're a little closer to where you want to go. If you're here, you're down here, and you go. Whichever. You pick a fingering, but stick with the fingering you pick. Page 41, second line is just here. Here it's a chromatic passage, but we started with fourth finger. So we adjust our fingering for a chromatic passage to fit what we need. Here it's just easier to start with the fourth finger. And then second, and then here. Third line, second measure, just half steps. I would do a 4-2-1 on the top one. So it's just so I don't have to move. You can do 5-3-1 on all of them if you want. But out of habit, I tend to do it here, and then the last line you're doing the G chord at different octaves until the end. Put the hands together slowly. Now when you first do that, you can forget rhythm. I was just working on getting the notes where they need to do hands. Here, you got to be both the hands here. They're both on black keys. Good luck with that. Black keys are harder because they're narrower, and it's easy to miss and get off. So careful. So you're coming from here to here. You may have to practice that. And here, on whatever fingering you're using. And then the second line, you got your moving both hands again. Fortunately, this is a slow piece here. And then down here, it's not so bad. Third line, you're down here. Right hand stays where it is, the left hand moves. Then top page 41, you back up here. Good grief. Second line, you're here. It's a D major chord in the right hand. Hold that down. The right hand is tight. Just hold it down in the left hand. And then the eighth notes is you're here to here. You're coming from here to here, except the left hand is playing the G. The right hand is playing black keys, so it's going to be on top. The left hand is playing white keys, so it's going to be on the bottom, and you're just going to stay here. So until the end, when finally the right hand gets to play those, and you're down here. Anyway, once you kind of have an idea of that, put the rhythm back in. It's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so forth. Nothing hard about the rhythm, I hope. And then we can do the dynamics or the articulation. It's all connected pretty much. I mean, it's all pedal and connected anyway, so try and just make it as connected as you can. It's nice to feel the slurs and so forth, like in the last measure on page 40, you have that. You have to lift up. You're down, you have to lift up. So just feel it, even though the pedal will cover it up. It's nice. And then on the second line on page 41 in the left hand, you have these slurs. Just lift up between each one. That's about it for the articulation. Dynamic wise, well, it's moderately loud. You're going to go up to loud and then back down all the way to soft. So here, so you have the matching hairpins. Well, look in the middle where the notes are, and that's your target notes. So I want to be loud on those notes. So I'm going to go up to there. Here and then here. And then down to soft. And do it again. They don't tell you down the second line, how soft to get? Go soft is fine. And then moderately loud. Go up to loud. Down to soft. Again. Soft. Now, second line on page 41, you're loud. This is the left hand, really. Go down to moderately soft here. Up to loud. Moderately soft. Soft. And there's a retard onto one there. You slow down a little. You have to memorize the last line pretty much, but it's the same notes and done for an octave, so it's not hard to memorize, I hope. And then very soft at the end. And that fermata you'd hold out a while. With a metronome, I just double it and hold it for 4 counts instead of 2. Speed-wise, lazy and relaxed. This is nice and slow. It's a whatever you can play accurately, though, it's slow. The whole thing through until at the end when you retard. Get slower. Then the pedal. Well, it's legato pedaling throughout. So to do that, you push the notes down first, and then you push the pedal down. And each time you change the pedal, you can see where it's changing with the chords. Push the chord down first, and then the pedal is up and down. So the pedal overlaps just a little bit. So one of the reasons it's called overlapping pedal, huh? So for instance, at the beginning, it's here, pedal. I'd like to play this with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. Rhythm shouldn't be a problem. But let's just go really, really, really slow. If you just one hand at a time if you need to, like the right hand by itself or something. Or maybe in the hard parts, the right hand, and when the left hand gets something challenging, do their left hand. However you want to do it. I'll give us 4 counts to start, and let's just try it really, really slow. 1 and 2 and ready and go and. And 2 and. And 2 and. Two, 3, 4, hold, 2, off.